When couples practice things like this, or I'll give you a few other sentence starters in a second, it also becomes a cue to pay attention. So one of the types of things that I like to practice in couples therapy, we'll do a dear man together and practice that. The other thing I like to do is a process that I've kind of called the story. So in my mind, it's kind of a 3-step process. I know I'm throwing a lot of processes out here today, so we can kind of take it slowly.
Oh, this is good.
The story process is step 1. I share with you the story I realize I'm telling myself about what's happening in your head. So, Paul, the story I'm telling myself is that you're angry with me because I came home late last night. So that's step 1. Is that accurate? Step 2 is my partner saying, yes, that is accurate. Or no, actually, it's not. I'm not angry. I'm worried about work or something, which usually we're off a little bit. When we recognize we're telling ourselves a story about what someone else is thinking or feeling, we hear the kind of mixturing echoes in there, right?
Yep.
And then step 3, which is the hardest part, is believe what that person is telling you about their own story. Right? So Paul's story I'm telling myself is that you're upset with me. Is that accurate? No, Jen, I'm not upset with you at all. I'm just worried about something else. Okay, even though I thought you were upset, I'm now going to take your accurate feedback about what you're thinking and feeling and incorporate that into my understanding of you. It's hard because we can be convinced, no, I can tell you're mad. No, I know you're upset with me, right? And it doesn't feel very good to be told how we feel. So the way that I like to think of that as kind of a pregame or a setting the stage is if someone says to me, hey, Jen, the story I'm telling myself is I'm going to sit up real straight and pay attention because they're about to share with me something that is really important. So we practice that in couples therapy a lot. Or sometimes I'll encourage couples to say, I'd like to have a dialogue with you. Is now a good time? So all of these ways, it's what we think of as a softened startup to harder conversations. We're much more able to stay in that sympathetic nervous system state where we can really accurately hear and process. If I have a slow startup, if someone says to me, hey, is now a good time to talk? Or I'd like to share with you a story that I'm telling myself versus I can't believe you're so upset with me, or what's that look about? Why are you looking at me like that? That's going to be a much harsher startup, and it's going to jar my nervous system, and I'm not going to be able to have that conversation very well.